What can we see or what can we expect tonight from this matchup?
Well, first, the Mustangs obviously been hot. Last time you were here with us, we won our third game in a row, and the Mustangs on their road trip went 2-0. There was an absolute thriller in Carroll. It was an 11-inning game with a 2-run game-tying home run by Dom Felix, the catcher. And then yesterday's game against the Chillicothe Mudcats, we won 11-0. So a very good road trip for the Mustangs, and now coming back to Phil Welch with a packed crowd who we heard from multiple sources that the crowds at other stadiums are nowhere near what we get here at Phil Welch. So we have the hometown environment. That should be very exciting. And we have a pitcher making their Mustangs debut today as well.
Double play to save Landon Reese in the top half of the inning. Now he's trying to get on the Mustangs on the board, and he just might do that. And Schrack's going to test out Holiday's arm, and Holiday way overthrows his catcher.
In terms of the throw, as outfielders, the reason why we always try to throw one-hops is because if we throw high, that ball's directly at the person you're trying to throw to. It looked like that time he was trying to throw directly at the catcher, be the hero, and that ball went way over his head.
This one fouled off, out of play, down by that beautiful Mustangs bouncy house.
I don't know if you saw the broadcast, but just a terrible read by that fan right there. He went in, all of a sudden that ball came back. I wouldn't always say first step is back, but you never want to go in on a ball and take a banana route. So that ball definitely should have been reeled in by that fan. And I'm thoroughly disappointed that it wasn't.
Good breakdown from Tyler. Sometimes those ones can be tough to read, especially when you're not seeing them every day.
In California, which is no big deal. We practice.
Gets the bunt down is Schmidt. We've seen it multiple times. This throw is thrown way high, and this could be a run. It won't be, but it's second and third. That's the third bunt we've seen already on the year from Schmidt.
I wouldn't say he looked uncomfortable on the throw. He let it rip. But that ball was a good 10 feet over the first base. And I felt like I was golfing and I just hit my wedge and all of a sudden thinned it. And I knew that ball was gone as soon as it left my club. So showing off the long toss skills is Sturgeon, but not the right time for it. It's still a team game, but Sturgeon definitely can be a little selfish there and say, I really shouldn't have been the one who's been put in this jam. Now, the error he had there, he does no one really to blame but himself. Because I don't think Yao Ming on top of Shaq's shoulders was catching that one, but...
Yao Ming on top of Shaq's shoulders. That's the first time I've ever heard that expression.
It's trademarked. It's Ibramundo.
This one should do the job. It's going to be camped under by Holiday, but the run scores. So that's Glick coming in to score for the Mustangs.
I don't know if it was picked up on the broadcast, but Holiday did do a great job of keeping the runner at second base. He did a little fake catch out there, and it caused the guy on second to jump early. It didn't really fool the guy at third, but that was a pretty smart play. He faked like he was catching the ball earlier, and it got the guy to jump, and all of a sudden now you have to go back and tag.
Accidental break early on the sac fly, or whatever you want to call it, with the stolen base. And now this one looks like it could get down. And it does, as that's going to be a 2-out RBI single for Carson Schrack.
And that was a good pitch, too. That was a two-seam that ran in on his hands. Did exactly what we wanted to do, but just found a hole. The speed boost, you got the contact boost when you got the shin guard, elbow guard. It gives you better plate vision. And can't forget the cleats.
Ooh, that was almost really bad. Curry gets the strikeout, but Hepburn almost sailed like a fastball right into Curry's head.
That's what you call a perfect delayed steal, because Macon gave the appearance that he wasn't going anywhere, but he takes two shuffles, and once that ball crosses the plate, he's off. And that completely flustered Hepburn out there and really almost killed his pitcher right there. But when you're up 4, there's, like you said, there's not much stress. You just feel like you have control of this game.
Oh, got a hold of that one, and it drops in due to a slippage out there and left.
That's why baseball is an unfair game. Guy absolutely gets sniped in the outfield, and it's considered a double, but then a shortstop can make a diving play on a ball he has no chance in, and then come up and make a bad throw, and that's considered an error. That's why a big argument in MLB is, how much does fielding percentage matter? some of the best fielders like Anderson Simmons may not have the highest fielding percentage. Like I
one-
was saying, in the field, there's a stat called outs above average, which takes how many outs a fielder makes as opposed to the average player of that position during the year. It doesn't take into account fielding percentage, just how many outs you make. But when guys can cover more ground in the infield, there's potential for them to make more errors. So that's why fielding percentage may not be the most effective stat.